Welcome back to BT Vancouver here on a Tuesday morning. We're talking about COVID-19 across the country and a group of doctors and medical professionals pushing for a full lockdown to further stop the spread of COVID-19, but the business industry hitting back with that. Right now, we're joined by Dan Kelly, president of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. Dan, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
First of all, tell us your reaction when you hear this news about calling for more of lockdowns.
Well, it's deeply troubling. You can imagine for small businesses that have already been through the ringer with respect to the first round of COVID-19 restrictions, that would really kill many small firms. On top of that, public health officials do not seem at all united with respect to the measures that need to be taken. There have been a variety of approaches taken across Canada. And one thing that I will say is different between this round and say, the first wave of COVID-19 is businesses are starting to question the numbers. We're asking, is it really business activity like retail shopping or indoor dining that is leading to infections? Or in fact, is it as many are suggesting, things that are happening in the home or around the home that are causing the problems? We don't want to shut businesses down just to be a symbol to the public that they need to take this seriously. Of course, if businesses are the source of transmission, we have to take that super seriously, but that's not what the evidence is suggesting.
Dan, we often hear about restaurants, local eateries, those kind of things really hit hard by the pandemic. What other business sectors across Canada are really bearing the brunt of this COVID-19?
You know, what's been most interesting is that the impact is widespread right now. Half of businesses in Canada have seen a further reduction in sales as a result of just the concern over COVID-19. Never mind the additional restrictions that we've seen in some markets, but just the worry that people have is causing them to stay home. And as a result of that, sales are dropping in businesses. Hardest hit, of course, are those in hospitality, arts and recreational businesses, the service sector more broadly, but even retail, especially given that we're in the lead up to Christmas, a critical time for most retailers, they are seeing a big knock on sales as well.
And then we look at it through a national lens. Which areas of the country have been hit hardest? I'm thinking obviously must be the provinces where COVID-19 cases are surging, such as Ontario and Quebec.
It's true. Ontario and Quebec have taken some measures in certain cities, including the one I'm in Toronto right now. But Manitoba is, in fact, the province with the most stringent restrictions. They are back to essentially March and April-style business restrictions. All retail right now is closed other than essential products like groceries and pharmaceuticals. So we're back to the system where we have the big box stores still open because they have a grocery aisle like Costco and Walmart, but the small independent retailers have been entirely shut down in their busiest time of the year. That's just not fair.
And what kind of support, Dan, are you seeking from the upper levels of government?
Well, look, the thing that got me really upset last week is the Prime Minister was suggesting to provincial premiers that don't worry about shutting down the economy because we, the federal government, have the backs of the business community with all the programs we've set up. Yes, there are some good programs out there. We now have a proper wage subsidy that's delivering cash. But the reality check is that these programs are not anywhere close to the size of the problem that we're facing right now during the second wave. We have no rent support program functioning in Canada. One's coming, but it's stuck right now in Parliament. Secondly, the wage subsidy, while it's a good program, is now delivering 24% benefits to those with a 30% reduction in sales, as opposed to 3 times that in the spring. And the expansion of the loan program for small business hasn't happened yet. So we're pushing at CFIB every day to get the federal and provincial governments to do more.
All right, Dan, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Anytime.
All right, you take care. That's Dan Kelly, president of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business.